Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. This time we're reflecting in Surah Al-Duha. So in the first session we talked about some of the capacities and roles of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how that relates to pastoral care and the chaplaincy program here at IOK. In the second session we talked about some of the descriptions, the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what we can take from that in terms of the services that we provide to others and the way that we deal with others and how we embody the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And here, in talking about Surah Al-Duha, we get actually a practical example. And I'm going to have to run through it kind of quickly, but hopefully the point can come across. Surah Al-Duha is revealed at a time in the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right after there was a break in the revelation. So there's a break in the revelation begins, there's a short break in the revelation, and during this period the Prophet ﷺ starts to be afflicted with a high level of concern. Did he do something wrong? Other people are saying that his Lord has left him, and all of these negative feelings and emotions that can happen to a person when they're going through what he's going through sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this context, Surah Al-Duha is revealed. And so we have to understand it then as this interaction and communication between Allah and His Prophet. So in some ways it's a pastoral session between Allah and His Prophet, and we can learn things from the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam therein. So in the beginning, so the surah basically breaks down into three parts. The beginning, you have وَالضُّحَى وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears by the early part of the day, and He swears by the night, and He affirms the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your Lord has not forsaken you. He didn't leave you. What's coming in the afterlife is better than even what you have here, and your Lord is going to give to you until you're pleased and until you're content. So all of this first part of the session is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala meeting the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he's at, and recognizing that he's facing these hardships, he's facing these difficulties, and He's giving him revelation and guidance, directly speaking to that situation and meeting him there and affirming him. So this is part one in terms of methodology. Part two is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then goes on to remind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam of some of the blessings that He has given him in his life. So He tells him, for example, that وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى أَلَمْ يَجْدَكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَى. Did He not find you as an orphan and give you shelter? And did He not find you without belief and give you guidance? And did He not find you in need and give you sustenance? So all of these then are Allah reminding the Prophet ﷺ of blessings that He has given him in his life. And so in this second stage of the conversation and the interaction, Allah is calling the Prophet ﷺ to a deeper state of introspection. You know, these are blessings that you've had. These are realities of the relationship between God and the Prophet ﷺ throughout his life. Don't forget those things. Don't forget those things that happened in the way that we took care of you and so on. So He's calling the Prophet ﷺ to a deeper level of self-awareness. And this is important in any sort of deep conversation that we're connecting with someone, that we meet them where they're at, we affirm them, and then we call them to a deeper level of self-awareness and self-reflection. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the third part of the surah, He then goes to give the Prophet ﷺ advices and commands as to how he should act upon that day. Okay, you're okay, and you're doing fine, and you've been doing fine before, and there's blessings that you've had before. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. So when it comes to the orphan, don't mistreat them. And when it comes to the person who is asking for aid, don't reject the aid. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. And as for the blessings of your Lord, then speak about them. So the three parts of the surah, from a pastoral care kind of perspective, you meet the person where they're at and affirm them. Help them to come to a deeper understanding of themselves, of the situation that they're in, and then help them to direct them into an area of beneficial and good action, inshallah. So these are just some glimpses of what we can take from the surah. Allahu a'lam, wa sallallahu wa sallam ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.